All right, so I'm going to walk through the triangle congruence practice worksheet. So in case you have any questions, I'm going to go through all of them. So if you need to fast forward to get to a specific question, or you're just okay with watching them all. All right, so let's see. First off, let's pick a good color here. All right, we're going to go with blue. All right, so we have to determine if each pair of triangles is congruent by side, 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 angle, HL, or angle, angle, side. Because remember, there's 5 ways that we can prove triangles are congruent. And then, if they are, we're going to finish the congruence statement. If none of those methods work, then we write none, and we're going to leave the congruence statement blank because it's not going to be congruent. All right, so first one up, number 1. All right, here we go. So if we look at these 2 triangles, let's zoom in here. I can see that this side is congruent to that one. This angle is congruent to that one. This side is congruent to that one. So I have a side, an angle, and a side. Remember, they have to go in order. So this would be yes, and it's side, angle, side. So now I need to name the second triangle to be corresponding to the first one. So BIG. All right, so I'm going from side with 1 mark to the angle, and then the side with 2 marks. So 1 mark to the angle, side with 2 marks, so FAJ. So FAJ. All right, number 2. So taking a look at this, I can see that the angles of this triangle are congruent to the angles of that triangle. I have no information about the sides. So this would give me angle, angle, angle. But angle, angle, angle doesn't prove congruence. It proves similarity. So this is going to be none, and we're going to leave that one blank. Now, it doesn't mean that these triangles aren't congruent. They might be congruent, but we can't prove it based on what we have right here. All right, the next one. So looking at this, I can see that those 2 angles are congruent, those 2 angles are congruent, those 2 sides are congruent. So that would give me an A, and an S. It does have to go in order. So this looks like angle, angle, side. So angle, angle, side. Okay, OPN. So we're going with the 2 marks, 1 mark, no marks. So 2 marks, 1 mark, no mark. So DWE. DWE. All right, number 4. So looking at this one, I can see that the 3 sides of this triangle are corresponding and congruent with the 3 sides of that triangle, which makes it side, side, side. So FLP. So it looks like I went from the side with 3 marks to the side with 2. So 3 to 2. So if I go 3 to 2, so 3 marks to 2 marks, that should be VOR. VOR. All right, next up. So I can see those 2 sides are congruent, those 2 are congruent, those 2 are congruent. So I have a side, an angle, and a side. So remember, they have to go in order. So this looks like side, angle, side. All right, HOT. So we went to 1 side, 1 mark, to the angle marked to the 2. So 1, angle, 2. So we need to go 1, angle, 2. So DYA, DYA. Oh my gosh, I have forgotten my little triangle on every one of them. Whoops, my apologies. All right, next up. So looks like we have angles there, sides there. So we have angle, side, angle. Because remember, we have to go in order. So angle, side, angle. All right, CLD. So it goes from 1 angle mark to 2 to none. CLD. So 1 to 2 to none. So 1 to 2 to none. So that would be G and H. Oops, almost forgot it again. All right, number 7. Oh, looks like I need to move the camera here. All right. Okay, number 7. So we got a lot going on here. Now I can see all 3 angles are congruent, but remember, angle, angle, angle doesn't prove congruence, that proves that they're similar. So that one's not going to help me out. All right, I have one side here. So it looks to me like we have angle, side, angle, because we have 1 with 3. So it looks like angle, side, angle. But it is also, if we look, we also have angle, angle, side, because we have an angle followed by the next angle followed by the next side. So we also have angle, angle, side. So that one actually has 2 ways that we can prove that they're congruent. Now, we only have one side, so we can't do anything that has 2 S's because we only have one side given to us. All right, so here we go, CAT. So this went 1 to 2 to 3. So 1 swipe, 2 swipes, 3. So 1, 2, 3. So that should be MSE, and forgot the triangle again. All right, number 8. Okay, so we have 2 angles and a side. So if we go in the correct order, that would be angle, angle, side. So angle, angle, side. All right, HIP. So that's none to 1 to 2. So none to 1 to 2. So none, 1, 2. So that should be TCA. Good grief. All right, last one. All right, so looks like we only have 2 pieces of information. We know those 2 angles are congruent. We know those 2 sides are congruent. But don't forget that TP is going to be congruent to PT. It's congruent to itself. So I know that that side is congruent. So now I have side, angle, side. So side, angle, side. All right, so PAT. So this went from 1 mark to the side with 1 mark to nothing. So 1, 1, nothing. So we need to go 1, 1, nothing. So that would be triangle, TYP. All right, hope that helps you out with that worksheet.